felt a lot of women refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. See it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else you bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of new. Oh, na 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 na. before it's too late. Before it's too late. Man who's trying, just a man who's dying, but only time will tell. I'm just another stranger, another lost lone ranger. How can I break this spell?
Hello.
Oh, what is all this? There's new stuff on my screen.
Hey.
Why is there new stuff on my screen? How you doing, guys? What's going on?
What's happening?
We made it to our weekly show finally. I'm sorry I got wires tangled here, so you'll just have to excuse me. I'm just the terrors of not having a wireless keyboard, and now it's going around my lights, and I don't know what's going on here. Anyway.
He's having
Yeah,
cable
Bluetooth
issues.
keyboards for that.
I'm having cable issues, but if they could ever figure out this wireless mic keyboard that it doesn't lag, I'd be a happy person. But
Yeah, it's the wireless mic that lags. The keyboard's not so bad.
Well,
But
the
it's
keyboards do have
mic.
lag. Like I've
Keyboards
had
have
tons
a
of
lot
issues
of
with the
lag.
Logitechs.
oh my god, I hit like JJ and then it doesn't work. I do JJJ. I'm like JJJ.
That's why
and
this
all of a
is
sudden I
sitting
got
on the
20
floor.
Js. Yeah, I know. I have
$200
three of them sitting all
keyboard.
over the place. You know what I got?
Yeah.
A $13 Dell keyboard with a USB cable. That's what I got. Instead of a $78 wireless.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so
I got-
what's
I
happening,
got sick
guys?
of it.
How's it going?
I went for
Good,
this.
good.
What is that?
It's
What
going.
do you got there?
It's the Apple keyboard for editing, and then I use the Lightning connector to USB
nice.
it to the two computers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, but you know, we got rain here right now in Illinois. We had a couple of tornado warnings. Of course, that's the Midwest for you. And other cool stuff. My oldest just pulled up a couple hours ago, so my oldest is home until the weekend. So it's nice to see him. I haven't seen him since Christmas. He's
How old's the
stationed
oldest?
in he's 24. He is
Okay.
stationed at Minot Air Force Base. He's a missile officer. He's a second lieutenant, a missile officer. So
Nice.
he's one of the guys who sits in the who sits over the, in the silos and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah. So it's nice to see him since I haven't seen him for a while. So he's upstairs right now, hanging out with the rest of the family while I'm down here. But it's been good to catch up,
That's cool.
for the past couple hours.
Oh, that's nice.
I had
Is he-
two
is he
cousins
there for a
that
long
served
time?
at Minot. One was a security officer that did
Mhm.
MP basically, and the other one
Yep.
was she worked as part of the maintenance division for the F-117As.
Okay. Nice. So it's but yeah, it's he's a missile. He's a missile head. So it's
Hey,
he's always rubbing it in, that they're the backbone of of our defense. We are
Yeah.
the ones who make who make sure you guys, everybody else stays in check, or else we're gonna irradiate you. So
great. If you're gonna lose,
But no,
lose
but
big,
seriously,
I
it's
guess.
Go
I
big or
guess
home,
so.
right?
I guess so. That's pretty much it. So yeah, and it's like I said, it's been raining. I don't know about you guys in the weather, but we had some pretty decent weather over the weekend. Over the 4th and everything, pretty fair weather. And I don't know how you guys have been as far as your weather, but I was able to, take the Edge 8 out for first lights. But I'm shooting at F10 because I don't have a reducer yet.
It's coming. It's coming, man. It's coming.
I know.
But,
I know.
it was nice. It was nice in New York. The weather was beautiful, but so much for putting out the telescope. I mean, my whole street was lit up all weekend with fireworks.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
So I mean, I have a couple of like I said, the European, the people from I think Ukraine, across the
Okay.
street. Last year they had 12-inch mortars in the front lawn. The lawn was totally tore up, and this year they did the same thing. And I can't prove it. But I think some of the sparkles that were coming down from the sky like screwed up my paint job of my car a little bit. So I can't
Yeah.
prove it, but I think it did. I got a bunch of little nicky marks. Yeah, so I'm
Nick
like,
marks.
I had to take the whole kind of hose. I hosed it down and everything, and yeah, and it's a lease, which that doesn't help. So
Oh yeah, that doesn't help.
I mean,
They always want it back the way they want it back the way they got you got it, right? They always want to try to
but,
get
know, better.
it back the way you got it, or better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are little rules with that. There's like, you can't have any nicks bigger than a dime, which none of them subscribe to that because it's like a pinhead. It's like an eraser. These little things. So I
Sure.
mean, they'll be fine. They'll be fine when the lease comes. But I gotta tell you, I got this today in the mail. I don't know if you can read this. Hold on.
Welcome to the
Club?
50s Club.
Welcome to. Oh wait, let me move my hand. I'm sorry. Let me move my hand. Hold on.
Oh!
God, they're mean.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're giving me a 3-piece organized set. Apparently, you could be 50 and join AARP. So you know what? I think I'm gonna pay the $12 a year, and just to get my AARP to be like the youngest person ever to get it. So
Hey, you'll get your discounts for hotels. Get your hotel
Yeah,
discounts.
They're after me in my 30s, so don't feel bad.
Oh no! I've gotten them and I threw them out because you couldn't get in. But I mean, I don't even know why they sent them out that early.
Well,
But
now they're not discriminating, so now anybody can join AARP.
so now
Nice. That's
I got my AARP Welcome to the 50s Club. So
yeah.
There you
I'll
go.
be getting that later this year, or maybe just at the first part of next year when I hit that club. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's coming.
Yep.
oh yeah, no, definitely not looking forward. I mean, wasn't looking forward to it. I guess I'm there already. But
You're already there. So
February.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. And what else? Oh yeah. So 2 bits of news. First and foremost, while I was on the phone with Jason at 8:59 p.m., we hit our 800th subscriber on YouTube.
Yay!
Nice.
There we go.
Getting
800
there.
subscribers. Yep, 800 subscribers. And AstroWorld now has a TikTok page. So we'll be on TikTok as well. So those are the 2 big. I don't know if Simon's watching, but those are the 2 wonderful pieces of information. So I also met with a gentleman that is going to be helping us with our social media stuff, and he made me change a lot of the metadata in the YouTube and all the other social media platforms. So since we've done that, we've gotten 4 subscribers since we've done that. So that's pretty
Very cool.
So-
That's cool.
So it had a lot to do with the metadata and stuff like that in the background. It had nothing to do with just the way the channel was set up. So things that I should have done, and I just never thought it was important, and apparently it's more important than what I thought. So
Tags. Got to tag those videos.
it wasn't only tags. It was that was a big point of it, but
Yeah,
there was
it's
a lot
more at the
more
root
back
level for searching.
yeah, yep. So
The problem with tags is it loops you into a bunch of stuff and gets you where people subscribe that have very little bearing on what you actually do. And you spend hours trying to curate people out that don't really need to be in the stream.
yeah, I actually deleted a bunch of people off our Instagram page. I deleted probably about 70 people off it. Just for the sole fact that they were bots for the most part. I'm not deleting any real people, but they were just bots that were just coming on.
Well, and on our
So-
Facebook
and-
page, we got to get rid of all the astrology people. That,
Yeah. That's 70 people is a lot different than probably about 300. So I'm gonna have to go through that. That's gonna be the next project. But everyone looks like that. Thank you, everybody, for being very supportive of my age, considering I think I'm the oldest one here. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure about Scott.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know about Scott. I forgot. I'm no longer Grandpa. Scott is. So.
Oh, I don't look
too
it.
funny.
79
Nope.
next year.
Yeah, my ass. Sorry. But yeah, so everyone's being very. It's just a number. George said hi. George. Tom is around. Tom Bramwell.
Yep.
What else? Mark is of course around. I think we got our normal 10 people that we have every week.
Oh, yeah,
So-
we got our
Yep.
concurrent.
We have our loyal followers.
Yeah, absolutely. Our diehards. We got our 10 diehards.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're all coming hang out. I'm waiting for Jim's Astro to pop on. I know he comes on every week.
Well, Astro for Dummies should be on, but he hasn't popped in and complained yet.
Yeah, he'll pop in.
He was eating pizza
But yeah,
with
so-
family time.
So actually, right now I'm taking new dark frames since it's crappy weather. So
Yeah.
I've been having some issues with the flats that I've been taking. So I'm redoing that and that kind of stuff. And actually, I took apart the camera that I bought just to do what I did with the 294 because if you remember the 294, I had that one dust mote that just wouldn't disappear, and I took it all apart and I hand blew it. So I did the same thing with the QHY 16200, and well, we'll see what happens because there was a whole bunch of. I just did it with air. I didn't do any liquid cleaning or the sponge, not sponge, but the little sensor cleaning swab.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I haven't done any of that yet. I don't think it needs it. I think it just needed to kind of get blown a little bit, and we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna take stop. This is G rated. Oh, I thought you were gonna apply something else.
No,
Yeah, so-
no.
Not on YouTube. We'll get banned.
Yeah, there you go. I got one too.
I didn't say a freaking word, okay?
You didn't have to erase it at all.
You had that X-rated smirk on your face. So I mean, but yeah. So I'm hoping that I don't know if I showed. I think I showed you guys last week the single shot of. Actually, I took the single shot of M16. What, 3 nights ago? Something like that.
Okay.
Let's see if I can bring it up. And it was just, but I'll show you the stacked image because the stacked image came out all kind of crazy. So I was actually using Ron's darks and bias, and I know it probably shouldn't make a difference because it's the same camera and the shutter's closed.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be something to do with the power I use. It could be it could be a number of things that change that. So I'm going to take new darks and new bias. But now I gotta take all new flats too because I totally blew everything out, and my M16s are not going to match up.
Yeah, I've got to do some more. Yeah, I'm the same way. I've got to do some more flats because I've been working on M101, and I did. I took flats because I also have on the sensor I have some dust. I had a dust, some dust or something on the sensor. I went in, I cleaned it, and then and then did another series of images, and then discovered that there's another dust bunny or something on the sensor. So now I've got to do another set of flats. And so right now I did what I had. I threw it into AstroPixel processor of what I had, but I definitely have to get some more flats. And fortunately, I haven't broken the image train or anything like that, so I should be able to go do this. So I've done 2 sets of flats now. This will be my 3rd set of flats for this, and if I can share it here, at least you can see what I've got so far. So let's go here, and this is what I have as of right now. And as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. So I had a dust bunny, so I've got this little guy right here.
Yeah.
That's definitely on the sensor. I had one towards the top, cleaned it up, and you can see there's still other dust here. So I've got to do this next set of flats, and then I'll run this again, and I should be able to calibrate all of this other stuff out. But this is me shooting with the Edge 8, and this is at f10. And I did a series of different set, and this is at f10. I've done different ones. This is LRGB. Some of them are 300-second exposures, and the rest of them are 180-second exposures. Okay. So, and I probably have close to, if I go up here, to close to 200. If I go here to my load, 156 that were actually able to be used. And I did some HA, but the HA wouldn't normalize, or actually, I didn't do it long enough, and it didn't pick up any stars. When it was doing its star analysis, it didn't pick up enough stars, and it wouldn't normalize properly. So I scrapped all of the HA and just went straight LR and just used what I had for LRG, LRGB. But yeah, so I'm gonna, like I said, do my flats with the current image train, so that should calibrate all the rest of this stuff out, and then run my integration again, and then we'll see how it all looks in AAP. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll integrate and everything in PixInsight and use the new normalization gradient script and do WBPP 2.0. I'll do all that and see how it all comes out of PixInsight once I, see how it looks here in APP. Nice. So it's the overall, my stars around. It's not bad for S10. So, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad, especially for the first flights to get things started. So I'm happy with that. So I'll just keep plugging away at it, and I'm hoping. Let me just kill this. So I'm hoping that reducers will come. But speaking of reducers, because we talked about this earlier, and I actually thought I was going to be able to get a reducer, a 7.0 reducer from Celestron, because Celestron had some in stock on their e-commerce site. So I ordered it over the weekend. And then I get an email this morning that my order was canceled because they didn't have it, or else they sold it off, the ones they had. So they canceled my order. But I was on Cloudy Nights last week, and I was just looking for, hoping somebody had something. And I remember Tyler talking about a product from Optech. I believe it's called the Lepus. If I can look it up here.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, yeah, the Lepus HD.
Yep.
And so I was looking for that, and it turns out that someone on Cloudy Nights had one. They didn't have any. They don't have the case for it or anything, but they have one. They're selling it for $100. So I said, okay,
there you go, grab it,
give it a shot, grab it.
Can't hurt.
It's
nope.
Yeah. So it's 0.62. It's a 0.62 reducer, and he said it's for the Edge 8. The Edge 8, so we're gonna give it a shot, and so hopefully I'll get it. It'll be in good condition. All I have to do is just clean the glass, clean the optics, and I'll put it in the image train, and we'll see how it goes. So I might have a reducer at least for now.
Yeah, I think that's going to work out good for you. That's good. The Lupus, from what I've heard, has really good reviews. When you want to get under that 0.7.
Yeah. So it was like it's either the Lepus at 0.62, or you have the actual Celestron, which is at 0.7.
0.7.
So you've only got those two. You only got those two reducers to go to, because I know for the traditional Schmidt Cassegrains, Optech also sells a 0.3. A 0.33. It's kind of like the old meats.
Like a black cat, or what was that called? It was called something weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know. But they've got, but Optech has got this, and we'll see. But it's not applicable for the Edge. But if you wanted that 0.3x reducer for your traditional, like I've got my little 8SE, I could look into it, but. I'm happy to get this Lepus and this Lepus, or whatever you want to call it, and we'll see how it does. So hopefully it's in good condition, but
did he tell you how old
take a chance? No. I didn't ask that question. It looked, from the pictures, it looked in decent shape. So I'm just hoping that those pictures still reign true, and we'll see what we get.
It can't be that old, because I think they've only been producing those for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
Actually,
so I mean, it can't be that old. So.
Yeah. So we'll just see. We'll see what I get when I get it.
He didn't. Did he tell you at all how he kept it, how he stored it?
Honestly, yeah, we were talking a little bit. We chatted a little bit. It was in fair condition. It's in fair condition because brand new. It's about $275, and I got it for off of 100, 110. And it's in fair. He said he called it fair condition because he doesn't have the case, and he didn't have a dust cover or anything. It's just the reducer itself. So we're gonna give it a shot and see how it is.
The only thing that I worry about with glass and with lenses and things like that is people don't. I mean, unless you really realize the importance of keeping desiccant, in your camera bags and such, people have a tendency of just putting lenses willy-nilly wherever they want them, and if they're in any kind of a moist environment, lenses can be and often are prone to mold. You know? And so when you get it, shine a night.
You know what? I didn't.
Problems.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna see if there's any fungus or anything like that. But I don't know. I can't recall exactly which area he's from. But I recall at one point I ordered a Celestron reducer for my 8SE at one point, and I ordered it from. I want to say it was maybe like a Adorama or B&H or something like that, BH Photo, and it came to me, and it was just disgusting. I mean, it had fungus on it or God knows what, and after, and I immediately, the next day, I contacted them and I sent it right back. And then I just went ahead and ordered something, and ordered one from another company when I first got my 8SE because I knew that one was just junk.
Shot. Yeah.
It was totally shot. I mean, when you got that kind of fungus or that type of stuff, I was like, and it's when it's inside the elements, inside the glass, I was like, no.
Yeah, you're all done.
No. Yeah, I was like, no way.
I had a piece of glass I was looking at buying for my Nikon stuff from a seller in Florida, and so I had her take pictures of it, and you could see fungus in the pictures, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do the sale. She's like, well, why not? It's great glass. I'm like, right there in your pictures, it's already growing fungus.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it. Sorry. Nope. Good luck.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
No way.
I'm like,
I bought a brand new
to send it back to get it fixed.
Yeah, I bought a brand new. I bought a brand new Nikkor f14105. It's one of my main portrait lenses. I mean, it's a $2,200 lens, and it doesn't matter where I got it from. It's a big reputable company. Will remain unnamed, and to their credit, they did fix the problem. But they shipped me that lens, and when I first opened it up, I looked at it. Inside, between either the first or second element, there was a silver metal flake, right smack dab in the middle of the glass. And when it just flared like crazy. Like, there's no way. So yeah, you gotta double check even new purchases. You gotta double check. It was a brand new lens.
Yeah. My
brand new
Nikkor 200 to 500 5.6 had an issue, brand new in the box. Contacted the reseller, and they put me to Nikon. Nikon paid to overnight it to California. They verified, and they overnighted me another new one. So I had it swapped in less than 4 days.
Nice.
Good.
Nice. Yeah, so
2 years and then dumped it.
Yep. And if you want to take a look at I'll show you what I was talking about. So the funny thing is with this is the picture, when I show it to you, the picture on the left is actually, hold on a second, and where is it? Come on. There we go. So the picture on the left actually is one 5-minute shot of the Eagle Nebula. The picture on the right is a calibrated frame.
Oh.
Oh,
So
Not very well
yeah.
calibrated.
what's up? Yeah, that's not very well
Wow.
calibrated.
Yeah. So, I took a look at my flats, and here's one of the flats. This is this is a calibrated and stacked master flat, and it's about 40%, about 28,000 ADU. But whatever the case may be, I'm taking new ones anyway because I just blew it all out. Anyway, you can actually see the dust motes here, and here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here, this is just the raw shot. This is 1 5-minute shot. This is the calibrated frame over here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like that doesn't make much sense.
No,
Yeah,
so
That's
I'm-
supposed to be
I'm-
calibrated out.
and Eric, maybe I've never shot the Eagle number, So Eric, I know you did the your what was it, the HO?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
so-
Yeah, my HOO. Yeah.
is there a lot more sulfur than hydrogen in that?
No.
Because are you sure? Because here's my sulfur.
Okay.
Okay, that's my sulfur.
Oh, that okay. Mm-hmm.
And this one here on the left is my hydrogen. The right sulfur.
Maybe there is.
Because I double checked and I opened up.
Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention to it. But no, I take that back. When I did my quote unquote SHO, and I was using a dual band. I was using I believe it was the L enhance. Yes, it was the L enhance that I was using. There was I pushed the sulfur quite a bit, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry, there was
If I can
what?
recall correctly, I think I did push it quite a bit to get more out of it. So who knows?
Yeah.
It could be a bit more in there.
Yeah, because
I
I was
could be
shocked
wrong.
when I took that. I'm so used to seeing hydrogen being the strongest channel.
Exactly, it is. It's mostly
Yeah.
everything is that way.
Because I actually opened up the filter wheel, make sure the filters weren't switched. And I mean, it was very, very odd. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
I don't know. Yeah,
Sulfur comes through in green hues or yellow. Green and yellow hues.
It's green
Yeah,
and
yes,
the orange.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Orange,
like the
green and
orange,
orange?
because that's when.
That's like
that's
orange.
where I got mine out. Yeah, and mine it was more. If you see my picture of M16, and I was using basically the luminance channel, but this was using a one-shot color camera when I did mine.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
So it's totally different than what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know,
It was
in
just
that
very,
way.
very strange to me seeing sulfur pop like that.
Yeah.
And,
Mark is saying there is
Well-
a lot of S3 in M16.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, you look at some of the big pictures of the Pillars of Creation. I mean, there's a lot of amber.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of amber.
and that goes back to what I was talking about, I guess, 2, maybe 3 shows ago. There's no definitive list, and I'm not going to make this list. I'm not even going to put the time into it, so nobody asked me to do it. But there's no definitive list out there of narrowband objects and what filters to shoot them in at what strengths they're at. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So this looks better in HOO, or this has more. Not even if it looks better, because it looks better is kind of, that's based on the
Well,
person
that's a
looking at it.
creative decision.
But
yeah.
Subjective.
So,
Yeah.
but as far as strengths are concerned, percentage of strengths are concerned. So,
Mhm.
let's say hydrogen is the premier channel of, I don't know, the horsehead, So
Mhm.
hydrogen and the California. I mean, those are
Yeah.
a lot of hydrogen. Then next would be O for oxygen and S for sulfur in that order for those objects. But in something like this situation, sulfur is seeming to be the more dominant. And I would never have known that had I just looked at the channels separately. I would have naturally thought hydrogen was the most dominant.
Yeah, because even if you look at the pillars, there's a lot to your point, like Scott was saying, there's a lot of amber, there's a lot of yellow, and there's a lot of blue.
Yep.
There's a lot of oxygen in there too.
Yep.
So there could very well be, not as much as we expect of hydrogen, as to your point of looking at other objects like California or NGC 7000 or Horsehead, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
same thing goes with Merlot. Merlot 13, very, very orangey, very ambery, but it's got those blue hues in it. Beautiful target.
Yeah.
Well,
tight target, but it's,
I spend a lot of time going through the different, Cloudy Nights and all the different sites to see what other people have done, to see what the general consensus ends up. Because people have shot an HOO
Astrobin.
and really show it's not fully
Astrobin,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, Astrobin is my typical one. But you'll see what people have shot in and where most of it shows up at. I know Mark was talking and kind of hit on the Friday show a little bit about an IR narrow or near field.
Oh, I didn't even look that up. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if he couldn't show it because he wasn't on the show, but I can show what he had. So this is from a scope that he bought data in Chile, but this is just the luminous channel from the IR. So this is just the IR near field bandwidth. And that data
nice luminance field, yeah.
Unbelievable how much detail is in that compared to even just like a luminous channel or an HA.
Yep.
And being able to pull that amount of detail, he's still working through other stuff, but he was asking me about it, and he can't find the filter anywhere. And I said, well, it's probably something, considering where it's coming from, it was probably custom made. Because it's not something you're going to find typically in a mounted, M40.
Yeah, it's not going to be at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it's not even at our 5 major retailers.
Right.
He found 1 or 2 places he could find it, I think he found a 36 unmounted and a couple other, but it didn't definitively say it was IR near field.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great picture. So, I mean, there's something to it. Maybe that's something that people will look at in the future as far as the next generation of filters is concerned. So,
but he was questioning me on it, and I said, all I know is whatever's on our 4 main sites that we hit to take and look at filters.
Yeah.
Right.
So I understand the validity in it, and I see the quality difference, but the prevalence and availability and the pipelines just isn't there right now.
Well, I mean, the electromagnetic spectrum is incredibly wide. I mean, it's incredibly wide. What we have is a visual field in the electromagnetic spectrum. It's tiny.
It's a tenth. Yeah.
It's tiny in comparison to the huge field that's there. Infrared encompasses a tremendous amount of that field.
Well, and we're only dealing with the human eye can perceive. I mean, there's outside of the human eye's capability to perceive that light detail.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, what a flower looks to a bee is very different than what it looks to you and me.
Yeah.
That didn't mean to rhyme, but it did.
Oh my goodness, you did not just do
Oh,
that.
that's it. I'm muting.
Yeah, I did.
He went there.
Yes, I did.
He went there.
Yes, I did.
Oh, darn, we lost Scott. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna go get the big gong hook. I'm gonna be like,
You don't have to. I have that ability.
there you go.
But I can mute him, too.
There you go.
Oh, he fell off. Oh, sorry. There's no
Oh,
audio.
I'm
No
sorry. Bring him back. I'm gonna make Scott the unknown comic. I'm gonna have him put a bag on his head, 2 eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dating yourself. Seriously, bro.
Oh man, come on, man.
You went back way far to get that one.
But you know what the sad thing is? You remember it.
Yeah, I know. I remember the unknown comic. It was freaking awesome. He was the best.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you guys are dating yourselves. I'm not going there. But
anyway, moving
Oh
on.
my goodness.
yeah. But speaking of filters, I heard Tyler.
Nice.
There it is. Nice.
This is going to be a downhill show, man. I'm telling you.
No, I'll tell you. I heard Tyler got a new. I guess he got the elusive Aunt Leah 03 right now.
He did. He did.
Well, he has the full narrowband set now.
So he has the full set. So
Yep.
he probably got
Hopefully
it
Dan
from.
and I will have them soon.
Yeah, he
Hopefully.
probably got it from the same spot I was about to pull the trigger on. He probably beat me to it because it was at Agena.
Well, it's been on order for months, so
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is that they're coming in now because believe it or not, I got 2 sets on order with them right now. I got the 36, which Scott's buying from me, and I got the 2-inch that I'm buying for myself. So I mean, I can't wait. I'm so psyched. And then what?
Me
They're
too.
gonna come in. You know what's gonna happen? This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna come in right when I just finish taking all my damn calibration frames.
and you got to redo them all.
And I gotta redo them all.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta redo them all because I open up the filter wheel and everything gets dusty. So I mean, I gotta do them all.
That's okay.
So-
It's hurricane season. You're going to be out half the summer anyways. Where,
I'm already
clouds.
I'm already driving through. I'm driving through this one. I'm going to DC on Friday, so I'm going to be driving through that, going south to pick up the mother-in-law. She's going to be staying here for 2 months.
Did you lose a bet?
2 months.
You
Wow.
can get me started on hurricane season. You see that the absolute horse hockey that Weather Channel was
this
making.
This from the guy who never even seen a hurricane in upstate New York.
Oh, he's gonna see one pretty soon though.
Yeah, he's about to see one tomorrow.
He's about to see them quite often. In a
Yeah, once
very,
he gets
very
down to
soon.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, much ado they made of this latest one, Elsa, and it never even hit hurricane status, but it was like
Well, no,
Armageddon
it did.
going to hit Tampa.
And then
It
it
did
fell
hit
back
it.
to
It
Trop
did hit
Storm,
it.
and then went back up to
Yeah.
Cat 1, and then back to Trop Storm.
Yeah, it's been
and then
bouncing
stayed
back
at
and
Trop
Once it
Storm
hit
and blew up the
landfall,
coast.
it was below 65 miles an hour. I mean, the people in Florida, 65 miles an hour. Are you kidding me? They're sitting in their lawn chairs with their Mai Tai saying, "Woohoo, bring it on!"
There's a news channel, a very strong news channel coming out with their own brand new weather station, which I can't wait to happen. Yeah, so I don't want to say which TV station is coming out with it, but let's just say I will probably not be watching it for its accuracy. But if you know anything about the news, check it out. And it's going to be an interesting weather channel. So it's going to be all about no global warming. It's not true. That's what it's going to be about.
Jeez.
Now,
Yeah, it's gonna be
on a
fun.
more serious note, for those of you that do like following storms and seeing what the tracks do, there's a really cool site that follows all these hurricanes and stuff coming to mainland U.S. Called Mike's Spaghetti Models. I don't know if you frequented it or not, but his stuff is awesome. He takes all of the forecasting from all over the world of what the tracks are going to do, and then based on historical data, he'll make predictions and follow it. And his accuracy's been amazingly spot on. And I've been following him a lot because I do a ton of work in the Orlando and Miami corridor, back and forth between the main tourist destination areas there. And so I follow his stuff, especially as we're working in hurricane season, because he's a lot more accurate. And I don't have to watch the sensationalization on the local news and the national weather channel.
Right.
Yeah. Well, when we get down in that area, you just have to hurricane season. You just come bunk with us.
There you go. That's
News. I got the okay. Yeah, I got the okay from the boss. This is not necessarily a big segue, but Cherry Springs.
okay.
I got the
You
thumbs
going?
up.
You going?
I got this. Yeah,
come-
she gave me the
He
thumbs
said he
up.
can go by himself. She didn't want to be with
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm coming solo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. She gave. She just.
Awesome.
I talked to her today, and she said, "No, you've been talking about doing something like going to a star party for years." And now, if you're going to be able to go with your friends, and also, and you don't have to drag me or the kids, go. Yes.
Peace out.
Have
What you don't
fun.
understand, Eric, is that just cost you a very expensive shopping trip while you're gone.
Oh, I know. I know.
Probably a girls' party at the house.
All that
Yeah,
overtime
no.
you thought you had, gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I'll
come
be
back.
coming
There's gonna
home
be
and
new
there's
tiles,
gonna be
new paint everywhere.
I know there's going to be, like new furniture and, new appliances. I mean, like,
Your
is
wife-
this my house?
You're gonna walk in the door. Your wife's gonna be like, shop Sarah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh man! So now we have what? We have 3 people definite going. Nice.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
I know I won't be able to, so I'll be.
Yeah, I know. That's
and
okay.
Yeah.
But you're
We'll
3 days
miss you.
away.
that time frame, I'll
Yeah,
be.
yeah. You're a ways away.
Yeah, I'll be down.
We'll
in-
get a stand-up cutout made of you. So-
Yeah, there you go.
There he is.
There's the older boy.
Oh, that's it. That's
Yeah, you can't even see him.
He's the headless older boy.
Yeah, he's a
The mighty
headless.
missile man.
There he is.
There he is.
Exactly.
Finger on the red button. Dad, I need more more.
You can go take a lay down.
Oh, it's fine. I was gonna go to Browns and get some food real quick too.
Okay, cool.
I just want to see what you do.
Yeah, no.
Mute that so that way he doesn't have to have that private conversation on the channel. I got you muted, Eric. I'll bring it back on when he's done.
Okay.
There
All
he
right,
is. He's
later.
done.
There you go.
Yep, I'm done.
Figure we didn't
Cool,
need
sorry,
a
guys.
private
Yep.
conversation on the air.
Yeah. He
Oh,
was like,
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we
he was
already got
when can
questions.
he was like, when can I crash? It's like when I'm done.
Well, so Jesse's already excited about this apparent star party at Cherry Springs. So, Jesse, this is the first annual, unsanctioned, unsupported, unofficial
The officially
star
unofficial.
party by AstroWorld. So we're looking on going to Cherry Springs. So now definitely it's going to be myself, Eric, and Scott so far. Whoever else wants to go is more than welcome to come join us. But it's going to be probably where I'm going to look at the calendar again, but it's going to be the first weekend in September is where we're targeting. And that's going to be September 3rd, 4th, 5th. However, this is going to be a moving target star party. It depends on the weather. I mean, when
Yeah.
none of us want to drive. I mean, a lot of, with the exception of Scott, everyone else lives more than an hour and a half away from this place. More on the 5 hour plus area, and nobody wants to drive all the way out there for one night. I'm sure. So if we can find a section of the week that is 2, maybe 3 evenings we can get together in a row. If we're lucky, 2 at the very least. Then those are the days that we're going to kind of get there. So if you're not a tent person like myself, there are places around. If you want information, feel free to email me at info@astroweb.com or thank you, Scott. Thank you, Jason. Sorry, tired, bro. It's been a long week. But
I know the feeling.
yeah, throw me an email if you want information on places to stay in the area if you don't know already. But Cherry Springs in the Northeast is definitely one of the premier areas. Portal 2 Skies, in the middle of the Black Mountains in Pennsylvania. So that's what.
Is
the
it an
plan is.
IDOS? Is it an
It
IDOS?
is an international dark sky protected
Yep.
site.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
You look at the videos, you can see the plaque on a lot of the videos that they have.
Yeah, no, there's when you drive, believe it or not, the plaque's on the side of the bathroom. But it is there. When you drive in, it's barred off. Just some star party etiquette, if anyone doesn't know, and we'll go into this a little bit more depth as we get closer. No laser pointers are allowed. once you're on the field and the sun goes down, you are on the field until daylight. There is no exiting the field. Now, they may bend the rules because it's not an official star party, but usually people are imaging and they don't want cars driving around. If you want to park outside the field, you can. There is a parking field where you can do that. Most people don't do that. Usually, what happens in September, you're usually about 4:15 to 4:30 is when it starts to get nautical daylight. So so you'll be on the field all night. You can walk off and pull your car off and whatever, but for the most part, you got to stay there. No dogs, no cats, no anything like that. No open flame fires, like for heat.
No
fire pit,
campfires.
whatever. No campfires. And just be careful with your food. There is natural inhabitants around, including bears and wolves and stuff like that. So you don't want to be putting your garbage all over the place, so the wolves and the bears come out and eat us. So that's what it is. So those are just some minor housekeeping rules if you decide to want to come. I'll be putting out something on the website in order to kind of lay out some of the rules, and I'll get some clarification on the real serious parts of the rules later on as we get closer to the middle of
Very
August.
Yeah, and it's seriously no joke about the food,
Yeah.
and such. I was a backpacker, for years, and I backpacked up into New York. I backpacked the Rocky Mountain National Park. It's no joke. Bears can smell farther than you can see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay?
I mean, there's
They
been
can smell through
numbers of
Ziploc.
occasions. Oh yeah, that's
I mean,
why when you got the food, you want it in plastic containers. Your garbage, you want to put it in plastic and tie it up nice. Like if you're like me, I eat and I take the garbage and I put it in the car. You know what I mean? And that sounds
Yeah.
really good, Jason. I agree with you 100%. Absolutely.
Don't do that. Are you? Jason's
He's
muted.
muted. You're muted.
Yellowstone had a
Yeah.
huge issue with people putting trash in their cars, and the bears
Oh.
are
And the
breaking
bears
into the
break into the
cars and
cars.
destroying the cars,
Mhm.
like
Well,
beyond
Don't
repair.
do that.
Well, I've been, I've been to Cherry Springs, and I've been in areas where I've seen bears come out.
Yeah.
And to
Yep.
be honest, there were no blacks; there were only browns that I've seen.
Yeah.
But when they came out, they really looked more scared than we were, and they came in, sniffed around, and walked the hell back out into the forest because they didn't want to have anything. But we're not this is not a sanctioned star party. This is just a group of guys and girls going up and having a good time and viewing the stars and doing whatever. So if there's 10 or 12 of us, that's one thing as opposed to thousands that are at a normal
Right.
Cherry Springs star party. So again, just be super careful when that is going on. So, but just remember, no lasers. Lasers are a big thing.
That's interesting. Okay.
And
So
true
that's
with most
kind of a
dark
bummer.
sky sites.
Yeah, and that's the only bummer about that for me is that it'll make it kind of difficult if I decided to bring my my star tracker. Because I have to move. I have a move shoot move. It's one of the newer star trackers, and if you want to polar align, you use a laser to polar align because it's not on an RA or anything like that. So you have to use a laser to point to Polaris briefly. It's only for a few minutes, for a minute or two, to align, and then you turn the laser off.
I think more what they're worried about is the 300 milliwatt lasers that are people pointing in the sky and writing their names and making long term.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm not.
Yeah.
One shot for a couple of seconds, especially in regular star parties, that's a no-no. I'll tell you that right off the bat. Even if it's for 2 seconds, it's a no-no. But for something that's not really it's just us. I don't think it's going to be an issue, especially if it's only for 2 minutes to pull a line.
Yeah. That's one of the only bummers about it is that you got to do something like that, or I will figure out. I'll bring my laptop and I'll hook up my my guide scope and use SharpCap, and just do something like that. Maybe I could do
whatever
something
works.
So George,
whatever works.
George says the move shoot move works great as the bear's chasing you. It's like a cat toy.
Yeah, it's like a cat toy. My dogs went nuts when I first got that thing. And I had the laser because it has like a high powered green laser, and they went nuts.
Cats. My dog loves the laser. My dog is crazy with the laser. I mean, I'm running all over the house.
I was super surprised how powerful that laser was, but it was something when I was in New Mexico. I was like, holy cow, that's a strong freaking thing. Anyway,
I drove my cat nuts with my laser, but I found out that it's really good to keep the kids entertained. My daughter will chase that thing for hours.
I had some real fun with my 300 milliwatt at my nephew's 6th birthday party.
Popping
5th,
balloons.
maybe? Oh my God, scared the piss out of him.
Popping balloons, yeah, of course.
I was sitting there like this, pointing at the balloon, all of a sudden, boom! It literally only took like 2 seconds. It took like 2
I
seconds.
had a blue laser that was at the
Nice.
enough power that I could take and pop and burn things.
Yep. Oh yeah,
Wow.
I got one at the store that's 952 milliwatt tested, which is
It's a lightsaber.
blinding.
Yeah.
I mean, the width of the laser is probably like a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
You need to go to the Jedi Academy to use that thing.
Dude, it's great. It's
But you
awesome.
need a license for it. No, I
Yeah.
had the blue one that we would line up like 60 matches and then just light them one at a time as it go down the matches.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Hey guys, just so we know, girls, we're not condoning any of this. Don't do any of this stuff at home, please.
Don't do it at home. We're professionals.
Really.
We are professionals. Do not try this.
Professional something. I don't know what, but
Professional masochism.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I mean, so I'm excited about getting these calibration frames done. So hopefully, I get some good data. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys,
Oh,
go ahead, Eric.
go ahead, Jason. No, I was
just gonna show off my new stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping that same thing that I can get some flats done, but with the rain coming, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna have to wait.
Do the flats inside.
I'll
have to bring I'll have to hook up my AVX really quick because it's all this, and then set that thing down and get it hooked up. Get my flat panel on there. Just get just to put my my
set it down, put a box up against the flat panel, and leave it on the table. Works great. Throw a towel over top to black out from the ambient light.
Yeah,
I've done hundreds of flats that way.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll probably see what the weather looks like, and maybe I can run out there and grab it, pull it off the mountain, bring it back in.
No, not my flat panel, but as an example, we'd set it like that and throw a towel over it, and
there you go.
Flat panel right up against the lens and or scope and off. Works really good.
Okay. Yep. Good. That's all I need to do, so I can take a look and see how this M101 will turn out with these other flats. I know one thing you guys wanted to talk about. Yeah, I know one thing you guys were also mentioning before the show started. You guys wanted to talk a little bit about collimation.
No. We said we weren't going anywhere near collimation.
Yeah, we were going to go near it because it was going to be a 4-hour show.
Oh God, yeah.
No, we
Okay.
can definitely bring it up. We can definitely bring it up. That's fine. We have nothing else to talk about anyway. So
Right. Because because with you got me the Edge. I got the Edge 8 from Camera Concepts. You were nice enough to go ahead and get it collimated with the Hotech, and which it turned out very, very good. But it just happens every once in a while. In shipping, things get shifted or moved around and stuff like that. It's
Right.
very common. So my stars, especially the airy discs, they looked a little off, especially when I was looking at I was pointing at Vega. Okay, so I could do my focusing, and I was looking at the airy disc, and it was a little off. So in a Hotech, if you guys have never seen those or looked them up, they're pretty expensive, but they work really well if you can afford it. They're about $400 for 400 plus bucks.
They just upped it. It's almost $5 now.
5 now. Okay. So but they're not cheap. So fortunately, Mark was talking about these new collimation masks, and Mark Ellis, he was telling me about it a while back. So I decided to go out and buy one because you can get these from Farpoint Astro, and this is what it is. It's the Tribatanoff. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. So this is a Tribatanoff mask, and I actually and I used it pointing at Vega, and unfortunately I don't have an actual image of what it would look like when you're using the Tribatanoff, but but just putting this on, it gives you 4 different, or maybe a little bit more, maybe it's 6 different spikes, and they're all split off by 3s. So you get 3 different diffraction spikes that usually when you're doing a traditional Batanoff mask, you would just get the 6 diffraction spikes. Or but this one, those actual spikes, those lines, it splits off again. You get 3, and you get 2 additional on each 2 additional spikes. And they basically say you can use this this for SCT collimation on that secondary mirror. So I actually took it, bought this. It was only like $35, and I used it, and right now, and it worked out great. Loosening up just one of the Bob's knobs, and taking 7. Then I was just taking images. Took a few more, like 10-second images, just to see how it would look. And just those fine adjustments, and it worked out really, really well. So if anybody who has a Schmidt Cassegrain, and they're looking for ways to help with collimation, this may be another tool that you might want to think about. It's really relatively inexpensive that you can get. It's
really more for focusing, not so much for collimation.
It's not, but you can also use it for collimation, which is with the Tribatanoff versus the traditional Batanoff mask. At least that's from what I understood.
Yeah, as far as I understand it, you could actually, once you get the lines pointed out. Yeah, I'll show you a picture real quick. I got the picture of it right here. Where's my? Too many windows. Sorry.
Yeah, because I had actually talked about the Tribatanoffs months ago. On
a couple shows ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And then you got that's what the star looks like with the Tribatanoff mask.
Yep.
And I believe once you get all these spikes out, it's also for collimation too. It's like a dual purpose mask. What my understanding is that the focus works good this way, but like if they're like even here, like this one looks kind of even. This one is not, let's say. So that maybe your collimation may be off a little bit. So you want to double check all that and make sure all these spikes are equidistant.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was doing when I was checking it out with Vega. It was just a few of those spikes, those center spikes, were just a little off. Wasn't too dramatic or anything like that. Excuse me, but just a hair twist, a tiny twist of loosening a screw here and tightening one up on the other side, and then taking another 10-second image, and then they were all in line. You had all three spikes in line on all six sides, so it worked out really well. And so far, we'll see how it. The image looks pretty good. I just got to, like I say, got to get those flats done, but it's pretty good.
Nancy on our Facebook chat was asking if you can drop a link in the Facebook chat or the YouTube chat. Okay, you did?
Oh,
okay.
Sure.
Yep, it's there. It's already there.
I didn't see it populate. So
That's my buddy Nancy again. That's the second week in a row for Nancy.
Yeah, but if you go to farpointastro.com,
yep,
that's the website Farpoint Astro are the ones who are making them. You can go there and you can pick them up for different types of sizes. So this one that I have here is for an 8-inch Schmidt Cassegrain, but they make them for other sizes as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey,
like I said, it was only $35, so it's
you can't
not bad
beat
for
it,
$35.
And if you don't want to do that, you can always take a look at. And I know we brought this up before, but Dylan O'Donnell put up a great video on collimation through a ZWO camera, which he and I believe it was also the Shark Beta, I believe it was.
He was. It was the Sharpcat Beta's collimation tool, and I've done that one as well. Where I with my 8SC when I was first getting into column, when I first trying to understand, collimation and how it works, and why that airy disc didn't look right. It looked, like it was, the center disc that donut was off, pretty badly. But you can look up, on YouTube from Donald, and he showed how he used SharpCap in the collimation tool from SharpCap. He just took like a pen or a pencil, and he just pointed, and it showed up there, and then on the screen, and then he was just pointing it towards one of the three screws, and wherever it was off, then he just started manipulating, that screw, and it started and he started helping him to determine where he had to make the adjustments. And I actually used that myself, and it worked out really well for my 8SE. But I wanted to try this because I was like, heck, it's only $35. Let's give it a shot. And it made things, a little bit easier too, because sometimes it's kind of hard. For some people, it may be kind of difficult to really make sure, like that airy disc, that donut, if it's really centered, but, using this Tribatanoff, it seems that it'll help a lot better, because then that way you can actually see those spikes and really, just like with any other Batanoff mask, and then that way you can adjust your collimation screws, and then you can see, that's dead in like that center spike is dead. It's dead in the center, it's dead. It's right there. So this might be a little bit easier,
Yep. There's none to say, he used a pencil. You could literally use your finger on a bright star, and you could just don't touch the lens, obviously, but you just want to sit there. And the fatter one, the one where there's fatter side to it, because if the donut is a little bit to this side, then this side's going to be a fatter airy disc than this side, because the donut's off this way. So the one with the fatter side, that's the one that you want to adjust first. So you want to tighten it up. You want to tighten up that one so the donut shifts this way. Does that make sense? And then you make that adjustment from there. Yeah. So that's how an easy way to know which of the three you want to start adjusting first. Always go with the fatter side.
Go with the fatter side. That's good to know.
Yep. So collimation. I did a lot with that when I was in my early days when I had Schmidt Cassegrains. very quickly went to a refractor because the Schmidt Cassegrain, when I was doing it, there was no edge, there was no fast Schmidt everything was F10. So there was nothing like it. You could get the reducers, but then you're adding. There was too much stuff going on at that time with the Schmidt wedges that ripped your hands up because the clutches were hard as rocks and sharp. You got reducers and visual backs and all this other stuff. You got collimation. It was just too much for me. For me, it was too much. So once I went to a refractor, I haven't looked back. So I mean, I've gone through 3 or 4 refractors now, eventually, if I get a permanent setup, then I'll think about returning to like an Edge 9 1/4, something like that. Because there's a place for those long focal lengths, like those nice small planetary nebulas that I'm not going to get with a 480 millimeter refractor. It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's something to be said for the detail you get of a longer focal length. I was looking at pictures on AstroWorld the other night of the Cygnus Wall, and I was comparing the Cygnus Wall from my 80 millimeter to a 127, and the detail on the 127, because it's 2.5 times the focal length, was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. The detail that you got out of it was amazing. You can't fit the whole North American Nebula in it, but the detail you get in certain areas are going to be so much better just because of the focal length.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to go back to a Schmidt, is because I wanted that extra reach, especially when you're imaging certain targets such as, the North America, and you really want to go after the Cygnus Wall, or if you're imaging the Rosette Nebula and you really want to get into the center of the Rosette where you have the Merlot, the star cluster there.
Yeah, the Merlot, yeah.
Yeah, so you have the star cluster there. There's certain, or galaxy season, when you're going after certain galaxies, and they're very small and they're faint, and that's a huge help to have that extra reach, that extra focal length of a Schmidt. So it has its place, and that's why I decided, okay, look, I've got the Rasa, which is another Schmidt, but it's an astrograph and it's an F2, so I've got my wide field, and I've got the Edge now, so if I wanted to do F10 and F7, I can. And another reason is maybe I want to try at some point, I want to maybe go back and try planetary. I'm not very good at planetary, but I might want to. And you need, you'll need something like focal length of a Schmidt. That you'll so you can do something like that.
Yeah, you would definitely need something well over 1,000 millimeters to start doing planetary. But I got to be honest with you, planetary.
What is Scott? What are you laughing about, Scott?
You've got somebody behind you with a shark puppet.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you got a great white shark stalking you. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. Well, there it is.
He's right
I
there.
didn't see it.
There he is. There's Knucklehead. There's my other one.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. There's the shark puppet.
It's not even Shark Week.
It's not. And you guys remember one of my videos that I did with the Dark Shark Nebula with the shark puppet back here.
Yep.
Oh my God!
This is why I love this. This is why I love this channel. That's why I love being part of this. It's just crazy.
You
fun.
never know what's going to happen.
Never know what you're going to
You
find.
never know what's going to happen.
You never ever know what you're going to end up getting. So he's just like, "Yep, you don't know. You'll never know."
Yep.
So
funny. One of the only the images that I was able to get with the CGXL, with the C14 was the Whirlpool, and I got some good data on the Whirlpool, and I'm telling you, it literally filled the sensor, the whirlpool.
Oh
It
yeah.
filled it.
Oh yeah.
It was beautiful.
Well, the C14,
You
heck
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is 2737
2700. Yeah.
millimeter. Yeah, and it's
So.
just and the detail at 5 minutes was crazy. You know, the dust lanes, and it was beautiful. It's an incredible shot. So, can't wait to get out and continue that. You know, that adventure.
Yeah.
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 So.
Absolutely. It's gonna be fun.
And when you did that whirlpool, was it at f7 or was it at f10?
No, it's 7.
It was at 7. Okay.
Yeah, it was at f7, and I shot it with the one-shot color. It was before I had the 2600 mono, so it was
Gotcha.
it was shot just straight, no filters
Mm-hmm.
at all. Just straight up.
We see the culprit.
You got creeper.
I hate it.
It's funny.
We've got a subscriber here. He's actually
Nice.
watching on YouTube. There's one of our 800 right here.
There you go. I'll take it. I'll take it. 800, baby.
Yeah.
We're mostly age
That's-
appropriate.
We are age appropriate most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time we keep it kid friendly.
Got to keep it
Until we
PG.
get into sci-fi tangents, and then it's just all bets are
Oh
off.
Lord, have mercy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's not get Dan going on that. but yeah. Good night, pal. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I ended up getting the Schmidt again, is because I wanted that longer focal reach that I couldn't get necessarily
That's
with
awesome.
the 152. You know, I could get it,
Well,
but
say,
I wanted. But sometimes you get what you call aperture fever, and you really want to go deep. You know,
Yeah, that
so
aperture fever is, I guess, more. I want to say that's more of a visual
yeah.
thing to me.
maybe,
I mean,
maybe.
you know, that's why I bought my 18-inch Obsession, because that's aperture fever. You know,
yeah.
so and that will be coming to Sherry Springs. So just so you know. So I'll
Okay.
be,
That's a guy.
I will be doing my imaging with the 127, and I'll be doing, because there's nothing to do except let it take pictures. So
Right.
while that's doing that, I'll be trying to finish up my Herschel 400 list and look for some ARP galaxies and dim ICs and all that. So
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a guy that
Well, Eric-
that frequents the Cherry Springs parties. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's got a Dob that has a 3-foot mirror.
that wouldn't surprise me. 36
It's a
inches.
monster. Yeah, it's a
That wouldn't
huge
surprise me. I mean, at Star Parties, I saw a 40-inch.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the biggest I've
you
ever
need
seen.
3 men and a boy to move that.
Oh, yeah, there was a whole family. But, I mean, you know, my friend Bill would come with this 30-inch Obsession all the time.
Yeah.
It was a 30-inch Obsession and a 12-foot ladder.
Yeah, there's
So-
a guy
Yes.
down in Tucson. He's got I want to say it's a 32, maybe it's a 36-inch. But his Dob that he built is like 10 feet long. You've got an
Yeah.
8-foot ladder to get up and look out of it.
Yep.
But it's all custom built. He was trying to sell it a while back. I don't know whatever happened with it, but
I still have the 30-inch. My friend Bill's 30-inch at the store right now. Waiting, it's being sold. But
That mirror alone has got to weigh, what, 600 pounds?
I don't know. Why don't you come to New York and lift it up? Go ahead. If you try and put your arms around that thing. But it's really, really, really heavy. It's a 2.5-inch mirror, 30 inches diameter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's monstrous. That's got to weigh 500-600 pounds.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's really, and it's the classic Obsession, so it's all wood. So
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
really heavy. We couldn't even put it together in the store because if we
No.
did, the upper cage assembly would go through the ceiling.
Yeah, no.
So we couldn't even do that. So
Wow.
the upper cage
But-
assembly is kind of like 4 of Neil Peart's bass drums put together. That's how big this thing is. This thing is like this. It's definitely 3 people got to put this thing on.
Yeah. You need country. You need to be in the country property. You need a freaking barn to be able to roll that thing out.
Roll that thing in and out. Yeah.
George just said if we could lift it, is it free?
Yeah.
No,
like eating the 96er from John Candy.
No, George. Unfortunately, my friend Bill, who is also the treasurer of the Astronomical League, passed away about 2 years ago. And I don't think his wife would be very happy if I gave it away for free. So we're looking to sell that for her. I couldn't even guess what it costs retail. I couldn't even guess. I would say close to about $1,000 an inch. So so it's somewhere around there. 30 to 40 grand, brand new.
Yeah. That mirror alone is stupid.
Yeah, the recoat for that mirror, just the recoat for that mirror was $3 grand, just a recoat.
Yeah. Is there any kind of cover that goes over that glass?
Well, it's all open, so.
Well, I know. It's all open.
When you store it, do you have is there a cover that goes over it, like a velvet cover or something that goes over the top of it?
No.
Nothing?
So basically, we clean it, we take care of it as best we can. Unfortunately, there are some spots on the mirror that are not good. It will definitely need a recoating because of not anything that we did, but the way it was taken care of while he was passing away from pancreatic cancer. You kind of let things go. And it was literally sitting in his, when I went into his garage to help him offload the stuff, which was very depressing actually. But when I looked in the garage, it was just like a crap storm of stuff. And I saw the 30-inch sitting there, and it's been open to the elements for a while. But the upper cage, the cage, everything's good. You're gonna get it for a song because you're gonna have to recode it. But I'm not gonna say what a song is, but I would say probably about 15 or 10. But it's still gonna be expensive.
Yeah, it's still not cheap. And then to your point that you guys were talking about, and to store it, you need a space that's going to be able to accommodate that thing.
It takes one side of a 2-car garage.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Well, it does come apart. No, it does come apart, but I would tell you it's. Let's say I think it's about it's in a 5x5 box, 5 foot by 5 foot box, and then that goes on the wheelbarrow handles and whatever, and you wheelbarrow it. But the tubes are 7 feet, maybe 8.
Yeah.
See, I'd be more worried about the optics than anything else, and having a case with the optics that I could put desiccant in, to keep it controlled.
You could put desiccant in there, but you got to understand that those were made. The way they're made, they're kind of the air out open. They're air out. It's not. This is not a mirror you're going to lift out of the cage every time you use it to store it. It's not going to happen. You would need 4 people to do it. Now when my 18 is a different story. I took it out. I still have the original box for the mirror. I put it in the mirror. I got a cotton batting on the top. I got another piece of cardboard on top of that. So it's protected. But when you're dealing with a 30-inch optic that weighs like 350 pounds.
At least.
No, it's about 350. But it's big. It's big. But it will definitely need a recoating. But it's awesome. I've looked through it, and I think it had a 0.97 Strel rating on that mirror. Which I don't know if you know anything about Strel ratings, but it's about reflectivity. It's about it's a reflectivity percentage, pretty much. So it's 97% of the light gets reflected off that mirror, which is unbelievable. Usually when you go into bigger size mirrors, the reflectivity rate kind of dips a little bit. I have a 98 on the 18-inch. My friend, I think Dennis had like a 98 also on his 15. But usually anywhere between 96 and 98 is where everything lands.
Yeah.
And Bill just got a really good mirror, and it's from OMI mirrors, which were great. I'm sorry, that one was a Galaxy Optic. It was a Galaxy Optic, but really, really, really good, really good mirror. I saw from Greenport, Long Island. I saw a 17th magnitude planetary nebula with that.
Wow.
Yep, it was pretty awesome.
And that's dim.
Yeah.
That's
17, not 7th mag, 17th
17
mag.
Yeah.
17th
That's
mag.
dim.
I mean, I didn't know it was a planetary until you told me it was. It looked like a star to me. But then all of a sudden I started watching it, and I started seeing a little fuzziness on the edge of the star, and I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. So
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now, is
for those of us that can't afford those type of rigs, it's nice to have something a little more portable.
Oh yeah. I mean that's very expensive, very big. It was owned by one of the most intelligent guys I've ever met in my life, and he ended up marrying me and my wife. He actually was the person that married us. Yeah,
the officiant.
So he was a judge or whatever, and really, really smart guy. He was the mayor of Greenport. He was a fire chief. He was a teacher of psychology and astronomy. He was the treasurer of the Astronomical League. I mean, the guy was awesome. The guy was awesome.
Yeah, sounds like he had a full life.
That he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was the Dob? Does it have a go-to on it?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yep.
Was it? It had a go-to. Yeah.
Servocat. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep. Has the Servocat. Has the Argo Navis encoders. The upgraded Feather Touch focuser. The secondary dew heater. The counterweight system. The powered ground board. The powered stalk. I mean, it's fully tricked out. I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah.
But
nice.
There's going to be some astronomy club somewhere that's going to make out well with that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Like I said, in all fairness, full disclosure, it's going to need a recoding. It's going to need a recoding, without a doubt. But if you get it for $10,000 and you put $3,000 in the coating, you just got a $35,000 scope for half price. Actually, it's going to be more than that because that's without all the add-ons. So you're talking about $8,000 or $9,000 of add-ons because the Servocat alone is $3,000.
Right. So it's not being sold as a package.
No,
it's being no. It's all sold together. But I'm just saying that $30,000 is the base price of that scope without the add-ons.
Without the add-ons.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So you're talking about, with all the add-ons, it's probably worth, brand new, you're paying almost $40.
40, yeah, could cost to 40.
Wow. At least $1,000 shipping, by the way. So because it's got to be freighted. It's got to be freighted.
Oh yeah,
no
you're not going to do
It's gotta
anything
be
except
LCO.
on a pallet.
Yeah,
it's going to be LCO. There's no way to do that except on a pallet.
My 18 was freighted, and that was $700 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So, what do you guys got once this weather starts to clear up? You're working on M16 right now. How long are you going to continue working on M16 right now, Dan? Are you going to continue on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now that because I know you and I were talking offline about it, I was like, I think it's going to be behind the house, and I do get a good 2 or 3 hours right above the house.
Okay.
So it's going to be a long project because I can only get from like 11 to 2.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna switch filters. I'm just gonna do one filter a night. So hopefully I get 3, 3, 3, and 3, or 3, 3, and 3, or 5, 5, and 5 probably more like 5, 5, and 5. So I get 15 to 20 hours worth. And then if I ever get, hopefully, right now I'm just trying to make sure I get these calibration frames worked out with the new camera, because it's going to take a little bit of tweaking for me. I spoke to Ron Preacher today about it, and he gave me some good ADU numbers, so I'm hoping that that's going to work out. And we'll see. So, yeah, my plan is to do M16 until I can't do it no more.
Okay.
And then I would really like to hit the Veil again, because I have a decent picture of the Veil and Pickering's Triangle, but I just want, now that I got that reach, I just want one with the Witch's Broom. I just want the Witch's Broom, and I want the Eastern Veil. And I want those two. So I like that Eastern Veil. It's like a just like this thing that's draped over the stars. I just love that.
It's beautiful.
Kind of thing.
It's one of my favorite shots. I love the Veil.
Yeah. So
The Veil reminds me too much of a xenophobe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? It reminded me of? What was that? Oh, what was that called? Oh, you're a D&D guy, right?
Yeah.
Eric, you're a D&D guy. I know you are.
Yeah.
If you remember the monster manual, it was a thing called the Lurker Above. It was an animal in there, the Lurker Above, and there's a drawing in there, and it looks like the Lurker Above. You know?
Yeah. It's creepy as hell.
It totally is. Totally. And how I remembered what that name was is totally beyond me, but I just remembered it off the top of my head. But the Lurker Above, yeah, you used to drop on you and just
Thank
devour
you. I'm never going to be able to look at the Veil the same way again. Thanks. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
now you're going to see it with two eyes.
Thank you.
I
know, right?
I'll make the Lurker Above like I made the Jar Jar horse head, and I made that.
Yeah. You see, now I'm going to be looking for nebulas that look like
I don't think you ever
D&D
saw
monsters.
the Jar Jar horse head, Scott. You weren't here for the Jar Jar horse head. I got to send that to you. I'll show you that. But yeah, so I want those two, and then I want to continue my D&D Astrophoto project. So I'm getting stuff that has to relate to D&D, like the Wizard Nebula, the Medusa Nebula, the whatever that kind of relate. Thor's helmet, those types of things that relates to D&D, and do like 9 of them and put like the D&D symbol in the middle, and I got this whole vision in my head. So.
Yeah, we got to find one that looks like a beholder.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Wow, you're right on time too. Look at this girl.
Yeah, there she is.
It's amazing what happens when I can text
get
mom
my-
and
my-
she just gets pushed
As soon
in.
as I get my pointing issue
Nice.
figured out with the mount, I'm definitely going to be focusing on the North American. It's in a really good position right now for me. It's one of the North American.
Yeah, so I am sure you'll figure that out, Scott. I mean, I'm sure it's just it's going to be an aha moment. It's just going to be a fart bubble, and it's something. It's got to be something so simple you don't overlook it.
Now, is there?
Yeah.
Do you have GPS, or does that have GPS, or you may
it's got GPS, and I checked the GPS. The GPS is working fine. I've got the right time zone locked in. I got the right time locked in. I think that the problem is that I was trying to slew from a position that wasn't what the mount considered home, and when it did that, it that screwed everything up. So I need to put the mount in that home position.
Yeah, but if I remember us talking right, you were having an issue going back and forth with planetarium software, and when the planetarium software is hooked up to the mount, you may be sending some bad information.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that I don't have
SGP.
any planetarium software for it right now. Nothing. The only planetarium software I have on the Eagle is CPWI. That's it. That's the
Right,
only
but you
stuff
said you were
that's on
using Sky Safari Pro when we were on the phone the last
there.
time.
It doesn't work on the Eagle. It doesn't work on
Really?
the Eagle. They do not. It is not supported by Windows 10.
Oh,
It
okay,
is
so
not supported.
okay, so it's not the Eagle, it's stupid Microsoft.
No,
okay, so
it's yeah. I need to find. That's what I'm in the hunt for right now. What is a good,
Did you try the Sky? Try the Sky, man.
the Sky X?
Sky X, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking into that. I mean,
Get the cheapest version that you can. No, yeah, but you know what? Get the cheapest version you can get with telescope control, and if you like it, upgrade. See if it works.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I can do that.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I'm sure the SkyX has got to work with it. I mean, but you need some sort of software that hooks up like that. I've never tried to do. I know you could do it with the telescope widget in SGP, but I've never done it that way. I've always used.
I was talking to Tegan, and you know, I was relating to him and a big shout out to Tegan, to our newest member. You know, the guy is he's just great. You know, he gives of his time. You know, and he's very knowledgeable, and so just a great big shout out to my buddy. He seemed to think that I can do all this through SGP. He's like, yeah, I'm sure. You know, we'll sit down and figure it out, and so I'm sure that sometime tomorrow he's gonna sibber out some time, and we'll sit down and figure it out. But yeah, as soon as I do, the North American is the first thing on my list. So
nice.
And not for
Very
nothing, the mono, I'm going to be running LRGB through the mono until I get the Antlias. But the mono, I did get some stars with the mono the other night, and my God, that 2600 is nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My God, it's a beautiful camera.
Yep.
It's just phenomenal. That the resolution on that 2600 is stupid.
Yeah, I've got the color in, so I'm not a lineup, so I can do travel. Mm-hmm. So I bought some rings off of Alibaba.
Look at that. Nice.
So, you know, I've got it tipped sideways, so that when it mounts on my tracker, you know, I've just got a standard Nikon lens on there. I've got the filter drawer, so I can add different filters as needed. Going to use the ASIR Pro underslung.
Yep.
And then, you know, the nice thing is that'll power super easy, and I've got a little power box from Starizona, and then that's a picture of it with it mounted up on the tracker. Yeah. So I'm just using a Ioptron Skyguider Pro with counterweights.
Yeah.
But it balances out nice. It'll allow me to kind
of
change
a prime?
up. This one is not. When I actually image, I'll be using a prime, probably my 20mm 1.4.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The one that's on here right
that's
now
perfect.
is a 24 to 120, just because it's what I had set nearby when I was throwing stuff on there to play with it for balance. But
that 20 is a perfect choice.
Yeah, well, and using the 2600 gives me a really nice camera. You know, I'm using the OSC version of it. And I also have the 533, so I picked up a set of rings for the 533 so that I could switch between the two. Because they'll both interchange with the filter drawer and lenses. So
nice.
Yeah.
But that'll be my wanting to get a feel without having to drag a ton of gear.
Yeah, my one-shot color, my 2600 will be going just primarily now to the front of the scope for the Hyperstar.
For Hyperstar, yeah. Marcus was actually talking about the SkyX, said that try to find someone using it. It's like pulling teeth from a hungry charging tiger. You know what? It's just like anything else. If you're a fan of it, you've used it like I have since the Sky 6 or 5, then you're used to it. There is no learning curve. But with any software, there's going to be a learning curve. And if you're only using it as a planetarium pointing software, you're not trying to learn everything else. You're just trying to learn that one function. So it's really not that bad. So if you're trying to learn everything about the Sky X, it's like reading the book from Microsoft Windows Office. It's like this big. You know, it's crazy. So So anyway.
All right. Do we have anything else, or we want to have her close it out?
No, I think we're good. man.
I think we're good, man.
Good show.
Another show. Friday's going to be an interesting show. I'm going to be doing it from Washington, D.C. So, and hopefully it works. We may actually have to do a Zoom meeting because I don't know if my mother-in-law's Wi-Fi is going to be able to handle what we're doing.
If I could do it on my parents, you should be able to do it on your mother-in-law's.
Yeah, well, I also don't have a nice laptop like you do. So
Take an Ethernet cable.
yeah, I have plenty. That's not a problem. But, all right,
Well,
so we'll have to
just,
see what happens.
We'll just loop Tegan in on that. You know, I know that he wants to be a part of the Friday show. So
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, you
All
ready?
right, sounds good.
Go for it.
All right.
Keep
Okay.
imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. We'll see you next time on AstroWorld TV.